Hello, and welcome back to Silver Lining. My name is Vivi, as always, and I am joined by the effervescent Adam, the original Penguin. Hi, Adam.
Hello, Vivi. I am, as you say, I am Adam, as always, too.
Are you effervescent? I thought I'd go for a different
Um,
adjective this time.
isn't effervescence something that fizzes?
Yeah, like if you put you in water, you fizz. I thought that was
I wouldn't
what
be a very
actually
good
is.
penguin if I did that.
Why not?
Well, we kind of need to be able to move through the water rather than dissolve into it, like some sort of witch from the Wizard of Oz.
Ooh, which from the Wizard of Oz? That's a nice reference.
Thanks.
Anyway, so welcome to Silver Lining. As always, we are just going to be talking about Stadia games and just having a bit of fun with you guys. We want to say hello to everyone in the chat. I think we've got TJ's the only person I've seen, but if there's anybody else currently watching, make sure you say hi in the chat. Adam's going to be watching out for that because this week I am going to be main host. And we are going to start off with what we've been playing. Adam, I'm going to start with you. So you said you've been playing Rage, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I've really been enjoying myself on Rage. When it first launched on Stadia back in, I think it was 2019, maybe, or it could have been the beginning of 2020. Anyway, when it launched, I swiftly bought it because I was a big fan of the first game. But I'd kind of fallen out of love with open world games, the ones that were they were a bit too much. They're always sending you back to places you've already been, and then there's too much toing and froing.
The big city problem, where you just got too much to do.
Yeah, exactly. And so I played for quite a bit on this game originally, and then I just put it to one side. And then I tried playing it again about a year later. And when you've half played a game and you say, I'm going to give that another go, you load it up and you go, I don't have a single clue what the controls are. I don't know what I was doing, where I am, where I need to go. And all the tutorial prompts don't show up because I'm halfway into the game.
That happens to me if I haven't played a game for a week, to be fair.
So I decided to just, start fresh and
get yeeted by a car. Sorry, I just
exactly. They're brutal. And just start fresh. And I thought, you know what, this is actually really fun. I do prefer the first Rage game. The original Rage is a brilliant. I would say it's close to a masterpiece of a game. But
so what's the difference between Rage 1 and Rage 2? Why? What's the
Rage?
Much of a muchness.
The original Rage was it had a lot stronger story, a lot more prominent story. And I was a big fan of particularly, I was a big fan of the voice acting in the original Rage. You had the guy that does. Have you seen the Fred Flintstone? The
Fred Flintstone, yeah.
Film? Have you seen the film?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, the one with it was really shocky and it was just terrible, but amazing.
The guy who voices Fred Flintstone, really famous actor, and I probably should have looked up his name.
Marlon Brando.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's not Marlon Brando. I just made that up.
Oh, okay. So he voices one of the characters in the original Rage, and it worked so well, and it really brought the game to life. Whereas with this one, I don't feel like any of the characters necessarily bring the game to life as much. But like I said, I've still really, really been enjoying it. It's been good fun, and it's probably the closest I'd ever get to a run and gun game.
It just looks like a pretty generic shooter to me. I mean, it kind of looks interesting, but I mean, what's it got that like Far Cry hasn't got? What's it got that any other game of the genre doesn't have, except for maybe just a bit of extra blood and gore?
Well, so you have abilities. So part of the story is that you are in this ranger armor, and that gives you kind of like abilities. Like, for example, you can double jump, you can do ground slamming, and as you just saw in that part of the clip there's this like almost like a Dragon Ball punch. And there's some other things. There's loads of other things as well that are available that make you feel like a superhuman. Not to mention as well the weapons.
So kind of
It's
like
not just your.
Crisis then.
I guess, yeah. I've only played a very small amount of Crisis, but yeah, I would say it's quite similar to that.
Okay.
Like for example, one of the weapons on it is the grav dart gun, and you fire these darts into people. Then you press the alternate fire button, and it will propel them towards this other dart that you've fired. And depending on how many darts you fired into them, it will affect how quickly they move.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's good fun. And another aspect of the game, which I think is actually really clever, and I'd love to see in more games, is a lot of the weapons have different firing modes depending on whether you're aiming down the sight. So, for example, the shotgun, which is what I have in my hand in that video.
Yeah.
If you are aiming down the sights, it melts. This is according to the game lore. It melts the pellets into a solid slug, which does
Okay.
more knockback damage.
So kind of like
Whereas
oh sorry.
well, I was just going to say, whereas if you don't aim down the sights, it is pellet, and you have that wider shot radius,
Yeah. So
wider
like the
spread.
Boss G in Rainbow Six, the single slug shotgun.
I guess I've not actually used that yet, but I know that you enjoy it.
Ah, it's the best. It's a meme gun. It really is, but yeah. So that's fair enough. I've never played Rage, and I never really gave it the time of day. It was one of those ones. So the first one had that texture pop issue, and
Yes.
I just never, and I never bothered with it. I thought, you know what? And then the second one came out. I was like, it's just going to be much the same, really. I do like the art style. You know, it's got like nice neon, but I mean, you've got Far Cry Blood Dragon, which hopefully
Right.
is coming to Stadia very soon, and that is a masterpiece of this like retro neon fast-paced shooter with ridiculous guns.
Yeah, no, definitely. And actually, you mentioned about the texture popping in the original Rage, and I have a small but slightly humorous anecdote about that. Back when the original Rage launched, I was massively looking forward to the game, and I think I'd pre-ordered it. Whether I pre-ordered it or ordered it at release, it's by the by, really. But anyway, so I got it on launch day, and my computer at the time had it's something like the third best gaming graphics card that you could have at that time. And this is like, what, how old am I now? 27. So this is about a decade ago. Anyway, the game launches, and I'm like, oh, I'm all set for this game. It doesn't matter how graphically demanding my computer will run it just fine. I loaded up, and my card was the only card where it had problems with every single texture. So I would play the game, and I wouldn't have pop-in issues. I just
All
wouldn't
right.
see textures. Everything was green. And I was
Oh
like, oh my
wow.
God, this graphics card was cost me a fortune, and I can't even play this game. But
I mean,
yeah,
if
no, that
anything,
got
that may be like a feature, not a bug. You know,
fixed. Yeah,
it's
quite,
green screen.
quite possibly, but it would appear that they didn't like that feature, and they promptly removed it.
Oh, that's a shame. That
Yeah,
is a big old shame. And we've got Zach saying that they played Ark and Balloon Tower Defense 6.
yeah. Zach
Um,
is obsessed with balloons,
really?
and
I thought Zach was obsessed with Ark.
he is. So if if he's not in the mood with Ark because he keeps dying because he's not very good at the game, I'm going to get shamed for that for saying that. Then he'll go over to balloons and just spend 7 hours popping balloons with monkeys.
See, Ark and I have a really weird relationship. I don't like the game. I think it's terrible. But there's one thing I love doing in it, which is pooping, going up to my friends who are sleeping and putting the poop in their pockets. Like, I just collect poop in that game. And then when I find somebody who's sleeping, I basically will just fill their pockets with poop. You know, when you log out, your body stays there for a little bit. I'll just fill their pockets with poop, and they'll wake up in the morning just full of poop. That's literally the only enjoyment I had out of it. And I spent so much time collecting so much dino poop. It's unbelievable, but it was fun. It was good. So yeah, that's my only way to
You're really
They
strange
are.
with sandbox games, though, aren't you? You're not a big like with Minecraft, for example. You're the troll on the server, aren't you?
I pretty much am. I mean, I turned into a wandering bard once, so you can create like a guitar
Right.
in the game. So I just walked around finding random people and just playing guitar to them and just like singing along behind them until they eventually murdered me. Then I rinse repeat. So yeah, like those sandboxy games, I don't like the main gameplay loop where you have to make your own fun, build a base, and build all these items and this crafting system. That's just boring. So I just, turn into a wandering bard, or I fill people with poop, and think that's pretty
Isn't
much it.
isn't Final Fantasy 14 a sandbox game?
No, it's a Mamorpaga.
Am I thinking of the wrong one? What's the one on Stadia? Because that isn't an MMO.
Final Fantasy 15, and no, that's an open world game. That's not sandbox.
So you can't
No
just
Final
do
Fantasy
things
game
as
is
you want.
sandbox. You can, but it's got a storyline and it has missions, so it has actual things to do rather than just maybe tame this dinosaur for 20 hours by feeding it these green things. It's just like, do I really have to do that?
If
It's just a grind.
if Zach was dead, which I'm very glad he isn't, but if Zach was dead, he'd be turning in his grave right now hearing you say that. I don't know what people who are alive turn in.
Speaking of Zach, I saw their tweet and congratulations. They're not going to mention too much of it. I don't know if they want it calling out, but congratulations, Zach, on the awesome news. I think he'll know what it means.
Yeah.
The one,
Yeah.
referring to. Yeah, cool. So, I mean, we technically say what have we been playing this week, and this is a game that I didn't play, but I'd still want to talk about it. I know we've talked about it before on the stream, but Super Animal Royale, we had our Stadia Discord event playing Super Animal Royale. We managed to get access to custom servers. So we were able to host ourselves, play with just the people from the server. We were able to play with some of the rules, and it was just so much fun. You took part in that, Adam. So whilst I was hosting, I know you were actually playing. How did you?
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, it was brilliant. I really enjoyed that you were able to customize some of the server settings, like changing the speed of the fog and
the one-hit kill. I think was my favorite round. So tense.
I really enjoyed the melee only round until people started using the hamster balls. I wanted to actually melee everyone, and I felt like the hamster balls in that scenario was like a bit overpowered. But yeah, no, it was still great fun all round.
In the first melee round, we didn't turn off the moles, so we just had some people just rock up to the final circle with guns, and it was like,
oh yeah, didn't one of them have like a legendary minigun or something?
Yeah,
it's like, how are we supposed to deal with this?
Like, well, that's not fair. And in the second melee round, I gave myself a minigun, but nobody managed to kill me. So actually, no, somebody did manage to kill me, but nobody managed to actually get the gun, which was a shame. But I thought that was a bit of fun. That's one I'd consider doing again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to.
That's quite a cool little event, and the guys at Pixel were really, really really helpful in getting that set up for us. So that was really awesome. I just obviously wanted to mention that because it was a lot of fun, and you should get involved in the Stadia Discord events. They happen at least once a month, so yeah, it's pretty rad.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then in terms of game I've been playing, I don't have any captured footage, but it has been Merrick's Market. So my Friday stream, I had a friend over visiting from Germany. One of my friends, Ben, he's a very good friend of mine. He used to work with me, and we came over, and he was going to be on my stream, and we were actually originally planning to play Merrick's Market.
Right.
So we played a few rounds before, and it was just a right laugh. It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, streaming from Stadia to Twitch is not easy unless you're on a PC. And we wanted to play on the sofa, so we ended up playing a different game on the stream, which was still a huge laugh. But Merrick's Market's kind of like Overcooked, but with like items instead of food. And as you can see on screen, stupid mini games. We didn't get to many of the mini games, to be fair, when we played, but we didn't play for all that long. But it's just such a hectic and stupid game that I absolutely loved it. Have you played Merrick's Market?
I've played a little bit of Merrick's Market, yeah. So when it came to Pro, I launched. I think I've played about a couple of hours of it, and I will definitely be playing more. But I just got a little bit annoyed that I could never seem to get gold despite filling everyone's orders.
Did you haggle?
This is before I unlocked the haggling, so I did get to that point where I could haggle. But I mean, like the first few missions where it's still teaching you how to make particular things. I wasn't.
It starts off slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is worth like getting past that point, I'd say.
I have got a fair. I don't know how far into it I've gone, but I've done quite a few missions. It's just one of those games that I'll come back to at some point. I'm trying to complete Rage at the minute, but yeah,
it's one that I think works really well with friends. I don't think I'd ever play it on my own, if I'm completely honest.
Right.
I don't know. It just feels like Overcooked, and it just feels like one of those games that's just a lot more fun with a friend, just a bit more hectic.
Like Get Packed. What a wonderful game.
Yeah, like Get Packed, or that Ember game as well. I know you are a huge fan of Ember.
Yes, I am. Yes.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing this week. So one I actually did play in Super Animal Royale, which was just such a great event. Whoops, wrong button. So yeah, I think at this point it's worth moving on to the news. So I wanted to bring this one up because normally we try to stick to all the positive stuff, and lots of people had lost their mind at the Business Insider article. And I'm not going to discuss the actual article itself because I think everybody's read that, and it's not really worth bringing up again, in my opinion.
There's nothing we can really add that hasn't already been said by someone somewhere.
Exactly, and that's not just speculation. Because at the end of the day, it's all that's all it really is. But I do want to talk a little bit about Stadia's response to the Business Insider article, because this is something that hasn't happened before. So normally when you get like a bad review, or you get Kotaku sludging up their filth everywhere about Stadia, and just putting out random crap, you normally just they just carry on, keep calm, carry on. But for this one, I thought it was really nice and reassuring that they actually put out an official statement, for lack of a better phrase, on Twitter. Obviously it said, and again, I think probably most people watching the show have read this, but I am going to just read it out because I think it's a good response, which is, if you hear one thing, hear this. The Stadia team is working really hard on a great future for Stadia and cloud gaming. We hope you agree, and we know the proof is in the playing. We're particularly proud to be offering 50 games to Pro members in February, and more than 100 titles to join Stadia in 2022, and plenty of free Blade days for everyone to enjoy. There's also more feature goodness coming to Stadia 2, stuff we can't talk about yet, but we promise we'll share when we can. Have a great weekend, Stadians. So what did you think of that statement?
I was thrilled to see it, if I'm completely honest. Reading the article had left me very emotional, I guess, for want of a better word. That's not to say I was crying about it, but I didn't quite know where my head was at the time, and just seeing Stadia respond and to acknowledge that this keeps happening, we're going to say something this time. It felt really good. It felt really reassuring to me. Not that I thought Stadia was going to die. I mean, if I did, I probably shouldn't be on this podcast. But it really helped. it really helped put me in a better mind, a better headspace, I guess,
Yeah,
and able to stand back and go, okay, let's have another look at this now with less of a knee-jerk reaction, and let's look at this properly and
yeah,
take some time. So yeah, I'm really really glad that they decided to um, release a statement, basically.
yeah. I'm pretty much in the same state as you. I mean, when I first read the article, it was I always like to read things with just like a step back, and I just thought, well, what's new in the article? And the only thing that was really new for me was the quote unquote 20%, which
Yeah,
I mean, I don't put any stock in because it's one person's opinion, an unnamed source's opinion as well. So it's pretty much nothing there. But it was a little bit of a whoa. This is not like Kotaku. This is not a sensationalist gaming media thing. It's actually Business Insider. So there's a little bit. There's obviously been a little bit of work gone into it. But
yeah,
yeah, to see the statement, we're saying like, nope, we are doing, we continue to work on it, and even on the Discord, Chris said, "Hey, we know it's been a day for many of us in the Stadia family. Check out the tweets statement." So it just seems like they're just saying, "Look, we know that this may have been a bit of a shock to you guys, and there's going to be a little bit of press about it, but we are going to be continuing with Stadia. We do care about it." So I think that's just really, it was a really healthy message to give out, and the fact that they were sort of breaking this sort of trend they have of just pretty much ignoring things that are going on, which I think often is the right thing to do. But in this
yeah.
situation, it was nice to get a little bit of that sort of reassurance, especially given it's February, and we all know that February is bad news February for Stadia.
Well, it seems to be. But yeah, no, I completely agree. Usually, a lot of times, there's whenever things go wrong for very famous people, there are people who are employed to do damage control and
Yeah,
essentially damage control. And one of the things that they quite often tell their clients is just don't do anything, just
yeah,
disappear for a little while, let it blow over, and then we could talk about responding to it, because usually in the moments after something happens, everyone is very passionate and emotional. um so and like I said, I read that article, and originally I didn't, I gave it full what's the word I'm looking for? Well, the simple way to put it is I trusted everything that was in it, and then I thought, hang on a minute, I don't usually trust everything. Let's have another look at this, especially after Stadia tweeted that. And then yeah, I've
yeah,
come to a point now where I'm comfortable. Whereas before I was really uncertain about Stadia.
yeah. Yeah, I think it did reassure a lot of people, so that's pretty good. And yeah, we've got Sim saying, "Hey guys, enjoying the sane talk." I mean, yeah, we
Thank
are
you.
we are
And
very much sane.
Sims also asked about in that third tweet down there. It says there's also more feature goodness coming to Stadia 2, stuff we can't talk about just yet, but we promise to share when we can. So, Vivi, do you have any idea what it could be? I'd just like to point out before we do start speculating, we don't have a single clue. Well, at least I don't. I don't know if Vivi's got some sort of contacts, but I don't have a clue what it is. So it's just pure speculation.
So yeah, I'll preface it with anything we say here. If we do know something, we literally will avoid saying it. So anything you do hear on this, you can be 100% certain this is 100% speculation. Because if we know anything for certain, it won't be said here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just bring up Lo-Fi Monk's comment because he said, "How do you feel about the expansion to other countries?" And I do think that's going to be part of it. So they're saying that there's more feature goodness to come to Stadia 2. And I think that that is very much going to be a part of what they're talking about because let's face it, they are going to be expand to other countries. We've seen, registered trademarks in other countries. We've seen, games getting rated for Stadia in countries that they're currently not in. So
Yeah.
I put a lot of stock in those rumors. speculation alert. We should really have like a speculation alert sort of warning sign or something. Speculation. There we go. We'll add that in post. But yeah, no, I think that is part of it. And some of the other stuff they can't talk about, I reckon, is going to be like couch play. So we've seen that reference before. So I think that's coming because I know Luna has it, and I think, Steam also has it. And I think it would be a fantastic feature for Stadia. And they've also got those games that they made in that Stadia Game Jam, which was all around couch co-op. So I think there's going to be a big push on that quote unquote couch co-op sort of thing. And finally, Hailstorm is coming.
No, don't bring up those old, open up those old wounds there, Vivi. Oh my god. Okay,
sorry,
so
I had to mention it.
Okay, so we're going to ignore that
cool.
Vivi mentioned Hailstorm, and so with the couch play stuff, and you mentioned the game jam. Funnily enough, I think it was Ninja Guy who's just popped into the chat. I believe the game that was picked up by Stadia, or one of the games that was picked up by Stadia, Battle Billiards, has a release date for this year, I believe. Ninja Guy would probably know more than I will, because he is one of our latest wiki helpers.
Oh, spoilers. That's coming up later. You know that. You've seen the script.
And you'll learn more about that sort of thing later. But yeah, so to my point, I think that you're definitely right about the couch play thing. I believe that they'll be looking to get that. And do you know, I don't think it's necessarily going to be, here you are, here's couch play. I think it could possibly either be a rather slow rollout by Stadia's standards in terms of slow rollouts, or it could end up being a beta feature that particular people are given access to, a bit like how we have like crowd play and crowd choice. It might end up going that way. That said, they could just say, here you go, here's couch play.
Yeah, I do think it'll be probably more of a big just, here you go, here's couch play. I genuinely do. I think that's the big feature that's going to come this year, because I think there's going to be like one major feature in the year. I think there may be some smaller stuff as well, but I think that's going to be the big one this year.
I think they're also going to be doing some. I just have a feeling that they're going to be doing some more changes to the Explore tab, because I think there's certainly needs there's room for improvement to be made in the Explore tab. I currently, when was the last time you looked at that, Vivi?
Wait, there's an Explore tab?
Exactly. I think I looked at it the other day, and that's the only reason why I remembered to mention it in this podcast. But there's some wonderful things in there. There's some absolutely phenomenal screenshots, and I'd love to see, I don't know, maybe during loading screens or something, that they can implement these shared captures, so that you can see other people's captures within the game. Or I don't necessarily think that is coming, but I do believe that they will be reworking that, and possibly some other community aspects of Stadia.
That's right. Yeah, I think community features is probably going to be a good one. Maybe some integration with like YouTube and stuff. I think that might be coming. And yes, good point. Game gifting could also could be a good feature to add from Remedy Shift. By the way, hi Remedy Shift. Don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Welcome. So yeah, I think those are some cool things that are going to be coming. So maybe some, as Lone Fire Monk says, AAA games for that. But I think the big one for me, I think, is going to be that couch co-op.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see which games use it and how exactly they use it. Ubisoft has always been a big supporter of the CEFs, as they're called, Stadia enhanced features. Yes. But I'd be interested to see whether they use that.
Stuff like Streets of, I don't think it'll be. So again, this is big speculation now. I don't think they need to necessarily have it built into the game. Because all they're doing is they're having a video stream, and your inputs are being sent over the internet. So any game that has local co-op could be played as a couch co-op game. That's how Steam does it. So Steam, any game that has local co-op, you can play as a over the internet, and it just streams your video. I mean, the Steam implementation is pretty terrible because it uses your machine to do the streaming, and the person on the other end has a lot of latency. That's happened a lot. I've tried it out before, and it's not great. But a similar concept through Stadia could work really well.
Yeah, quite possibly. And it hasn't, if I remember correctly, doesn't Luna have a feature a bit like that?
Yeah, Luna has it. I mentioned that before. It's so that's I think that's how Luna does it. Obviously I've not tried Luna because they're only in America. What are you doing, Amazon? What are you doing? There's a whole world out there. But anyway, when it comes out, I will be trying it. To be fair, but yeah, I don't know exactly how that works, but I would assume it's probably similar.
Yeah, definitely.
And the other news I just want to slightly mention. So this one is a smaller mention than the other one. Is this week on Stadia we had 2 new games drop. One is My Heroes 1's Justice, and the other is Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. Dynasty Warriors is obviously quite a big game. It's sort of AAA size, and My Hero 1's Justice, because I'm not a weeb, but My Hero Academia. I might be a little bit of a weeb, but anyway, My Hero Academia, or My Hero 1's Justice 2 dropping on Stadia is pretty rad. What do you think?
So funny story actually. When I think I was looking at a video of My Hero 1's Justice, and Zach was sat next to me. He wasn't looking at my screen or anything, and he went, "Are you watching My Hero Academia?" And I went, "No, this is My Hero 1's Justice. I don't think they're the same." So goes to show how much I know. But I'm sure these are much loved games. They're not up my alley, but that's fine. I have about 180 games in my Stadia catalog that I have probably completed about 5 of them.
Fair. That's fair enough. I mean, I think the game is so it's not my style of game normally, but I was watching John play it the other day on stream. So John Fourskies Gaming, and it looked interesting the gameplay wise, but I like the art style. I like that they've got a bit of a story to it. So it is one that I might pick up, but it's one I'm probably going to wait for sale of. Same with Dynasty Warriors as well. Dynasty Warriors is one of those games that I played when I was a lot younger, and it's just one of those, mindless, destroy everything, cathartic games. But for me, it's not a full price game. I'd probably, pick it up at, I don't know, maybe £15 to £25. I think that's the kind of price range I'd be looking for it. I think it's £60.
It's something like that. But isn't My Hero 1's Justice 2 currently on sale?
Is it?
I'm pretty sure I'm sure one of those 2 games launched on sale.
Yeah, we'll. What do you know? Do you know what prices are?
I'm very much confident that it's My Hero 1's Justice 2, but
yeah, it is. It's $39.99 though, so it's Jesus. The full price of it's £80.
Yeah, but this one is for Stadia, so
this one is for. So they actually have put like for Stadia in the title as well, so it's like proper branding. Yeah, no, I didn't realize it was on sale. One thing I just noticed actually when I loaded it up, are these pro icons different? Those look different to you.
Yeah, they definitely look different. Didn't they used to have white text?
Yeah, and it
looks like they're transparent over the.
Yeah. Sorry, that's new. I didn't notice that. They may have done some interface changes. I'll need to look that up. Oh wow! And I didn't notice they put patch 1.5 now available on the thing. That's the first time I've ever seen them talk about an update. Oh my god, that's.
Yeah, so I actually saw about that. So you may end up seeing more of it because it is a very clever way of letting players know on Stadia when a game has been updated. Because at the moment it doesn't say in the store what the patch number is or version number. But like for example, 100 days, they were trying to work out a way of letting people know that it now has direct touch, because that's a big feature on Stadia. It is a
Yeah.
CEF at the end of the day, and when this happened, when CD Projekt Red had the idea of putting the patch in their marketing graphic, in their store graphic, it may well be that 100 Days now do the same thing. They say now with direct touch, for example, and
That's
that may end up
exciting.
becoming a trend. And I think that's quite a clever little idea. Obviously, we're still
Yeah.
not going to have patch notes. I certainly wouldn't want to see 500 lines of text in the store graphic. But
I mean, I want that to go into the explore section, to be fair, when there's a patch up. And then when you go to
that
launch
would be
a game, it'll give
brilliant.
you patch notes. I've mentioned this before. I've done it via the Stadia feedback feature on the app. And if
Yeah.
anybody thinks it's also a good idea, make sure you put it on the app, because that's the best way to get your stuff seen by the Stadia team. So but I think that would just change a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So those are both the news elements I wanted to bring up, and actually we got an extra bonus bit of news there as well. Is there any news that you wanted to bring up particular, or are we okay to move on to Reddit highlights of the week? Even though it's not of the week, 'cause it's Fortnite.
You mean bi-weekly? Come on, that's
Bi-weekly.
awfully old-fashioned saying fortnight.
Oh, I know. Who says Fortnite anymore ever since that game? Ugh.
So no, I don't think there was anything in particular I wanted to bring up. I wish you'd give me a little bit notice though, because maybe I could have found something. But anyway, why don't we move on to the Reddit highlight?
Yes, let's go on to Reddit highlights. So first one I was going to bring up, which you've already spoiled for me, thanks for taking my thunder, is the Stadia Reddit wiki editors. We have Ninja Guy X, who is in the chat, and we have In7Ed, who also has volunteered to be a contributor to the wiki. What do you think?
It took me a moment. It took me a moment for my mind to go, hang on a minute, what did you just say? Well, yes.
It's In7Ed. That's what they're called on Reddit, so that's the name I'm going to call them. When they're on YouTube or Twitter, there's something different, but on Reddit, it's In7Ed. So that's how you have to pronounce it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you to both of you. I'm pretty sure I speak for every one of us moderators when I say, "Oh my God, you've taken a weight off of our shoulders."
Now, speak for yourself. No, yeah, I agree. It's definitely. Crap! I've just noticed something. I'll mention it when we get to that segment. Yes, it is a huge weight of charges. It's massively needed. And, people did actually mention it to us. It was literally, we'd already had Ninja Guy and In7Ed volunteer, and we were just waiting to get them on board when a post came up saying, mods, please update the upcoming game list. So it was great timing, to be fair, because, it was just starting to get a little bit old. And to be fair, we've had feedback in the past about the wiki being a great resource, and people loved using it, and we've had people thanking us in the mod mail for the wiki. So it is something that we really wanted to keep and keep up to date, but just it takes a lot of time, and there's a lot of other things that we as moderators need to do on top of just having our regular lives. So Ninja Guy X and In7Ed are definitely the MVPs there. And you can tell from the number of awards it's got that other people are in agreement, and all the comments underneath it are just so they're nice and heartwarming. And
be careful you don't start showing the deleted ones, maybe.
I'm always worried about that. Whenever I go onto onto Reddit or show Reddit, it's like, oh, have I got a deleted comment there? Whoopsie. We don't want to be showing that stuff. And then the second one is kind of a Reddit update, kind of an optional topic / news. So I didn't know where to put it, but I thought, hey, I'll stick it in to the Reddit updates. Is that there have been 2 new Stadia dev articles, which I think are really awesome, and I have a lot of thoughts about them. So I thought we'd just discuss them on here. We're not going to again read the entire article. Adam, I'm guessing you've read these because you mentioned them before.
I have skim read them. I am particularly looking forward to the channels, which is It's a means to allow game developers to quickly and easily and very securely run playtests and closed betas. So I'm in a very fortunate position. I'm quite often approached or given permission to partake in beta tests. Well, obviously, I can't say which games. I wish I could. I really wish I could. But this feature alone will make it so much easier and more attractive for developers to use Stadia as a way to beta test, because it's going to be a very controlled environment. We can't be opening the game files or anything like that. Not like on a PC beta test where you download the game and then you've got all the game files. It's
So they've got to try
I
to
think it's
obfuscate them and put all sorts of measures in to try to prevent, people data mining.
Yeah, exactly. And this takes away all the need for that. It just makes it very easy. You upload I forget what the name is. You upload the build. There's a name for it, but I can't remember what it is. No. Anyway, you put your build on the servers, and then you give these players that you want. You give individual accounts access, or you potentially give them tokens, I guess, as well. I'm assuming there'll be more than one way to allow that. And yeah, it should be a much smoother operation, and it should allow. Fingers crossed. This was part of our three wishes. I wanted to see better after launch.
Support.
What's the word? Support. Yes. So more potentially QA happening, because save bugs are usually easily found if you play the game more than once. So Saints Row 4. I know this is a very positive podcast, but I was very disappointed about that bug specifically, because all it took was loading the game up twice. Anyway, but that should make this easier.
Yeah, well, one thing with these development channels is we know that Skyclimbers is going to be using this feature. So anyone who's kickstarted it and is part of the alpha, which they had as one of their tiers, it's going to be, so the alpha I believe is launched on Steam already, but it's also going to be available on Stadia, which is really cool. And I think they're probably going to be the first people using this as a public alpha, which is going to be really rad. And I think it's coming soon, if I remember rightly from their Twitter.
Yeah, quite possibly. There are some other games that I have a sneaky suspicion could end up using this. They might be a little bit far along in their development cycle, though, so it might be it might be a redundant feature for them. But
this is the first one we know is definitely going to be using it. Like, I think there are companies that would probably use it, like Death Carnival, for example.
Yes, that one was what I specifically had in mind. I think Death Carnival could potentially use that, but I guess we'll have to see.
But yeah, I think, well, we know Skyclimbers is, so that's one that I'm really excited for. I checked my Kickstarter, so I did kickstart Skyclimbers. Unfortunately, I didn't actually opt into the alpha. So I'm kind of I wonder if they're gonna do like a late access sort of thing. I don't know. I might see if I can speak to someone and see if there's a way to get on something. But I didn't search for it. But no, it's really, really cool.
I actually was lucky enough to get 2 alphas. So I think I did the £40 perk, and it gave 2 alpha keys. So I've got one for Steam. I'm not part of the. They're doing it in blocks, so I'm not part of the first block. But I've also got an alpha key for Stadia. So I'll be looking forward to trying it out on the 2 platforms.
Cool. And then they just talked about their early access feature development, which I think is kind of cool. So they're just talking about Stadia experiments, and it's not been used a massive number of times. And this is more just talking about the development of Stadia and the app and all that sort of thing. But I think it's a really cool idea, and it looks like they might start to try to push some more features into that. And getting people using the experimental features in advance and coming out fully before they're officially supported. And they obviously mentioned the one that they did do which was mobile data. So obviously they launched that as an experiment for people to turn on.
Yeah.
And then, once they got all the feedback and they, were able to be confident in the amount of data it's used, etc., they then pushed it out. And the other one was the search bar as well. So that was, experimental feature that you could turn on. So yeah, I thought that was quite it's an interesting read if you've not read it yet. Definitely. It's not so exciting for us, really, but it does show that they are still thinking about additional features for Stadia and, how they test those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. So I think this is the moment everyone's been waiting for.
Certainly is for me. By the way, Vivi, before we go into it, I'm looking at the show notes, and in section 1 it says tease the results of the.
Yeah, I skipped over.
Did you forget to? I thought that I was there watching the stream like a hawk. I was like, "Where is it? Where is it? I know it's going to pop up somewhere." You sod! Did you do that on purpose?
Yes, I know the results of Challenge 1. Adam doesn't yet. So I hold a lot of power right now.
All I know is it's close, isn't it?
I will tell you it's very close. In fact, there is a single vote in it. There's literally one vote that has tipped it in favor of the winner of the challenge.
All right. Come on.
It is Vivi.
Well
challenge
done.
1 goes 53.8% to Vivi and 46.2% to Original Penguin. So yeah.
Congratulations. I'm not going to be a sore loser, but I do think that that needs a recount. I'm
going to do a recount just now. Give me 2 seconds. I've done the recount, and yeah, it's still in my favor.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well done. All I can say is I know we both worked very hard on our trailers.
And I'll be honest, I genuinely thought you would possibly win that. And so much so that I actually put my vote in for you.
Really?
Because I thought you did a fantastic job. I mean, well, to be fair, I think Zach did a fantastic job. Oh, burn. No, I think you did a fantastic job. So, yeah, I did put my vote in for you because I thought, yeah, I mean, the stop motion was just really innovative, really clever. So, I absolutely love your trailer, honestly, as much as I like to, be a bit of a shit about it. But, yeah, the votes did just about go in my favor. So it was, as I said, very, very close. So, we can now officially say that in Penguin versus Mage, the first score is Vivi 1, Adam 0.
Well, you earned it. So well done.
Thank you very much. And I think I don't want to rub it in, or anything, and I'm not going to.
I would advise you not
in front
to.
of you or anything like that. So let's just work on making this 2-0, eh?
Well, we'll see.
So I'm going to show mine.
Oh,
but the 360 spin, I realized that the ears are hidden. So I recorded a video, and for some reason, I did model ears, and when I took the video, they weren't showing. So I have very quickly put them back on, and I'm just going to show you the actual model in the tool itself rather than the 360 video that I took of it. But before I do just want to show part of the inspiration behind my 3D model. So I made sure to have, when I was modeling my my horse, to have images. I'm sure you did the same. Images that
references. They're
as
called
reference. Yeah,
reference images.
exactly. So I had a lot of references, and I've got a making of video that I'm going to be releasing probably on the weekend because I didn't get around to finishing editing it. Where you get to see all of my reference imagery, but this one was one of the particular ones that was a big inspiration for me. So without further ado, here we go.
Oh my god, that's absolutely brilliant! Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay,
my horse.
It looks like a long-legged dog. Oh my god!
Look at the face! Look at the face!
What's with the donkey mouth?
Look at his mouth. It's
actually that's more like a bloody beaver. It's got a beaver mouth.
Look at that! Look at that! And then look at that!
Oh my
Come
god!
on! It's perfect.
Oh my god!
So yeah.
Okay, your one definitely wins the challenge of making people laugh the most. That one is magnificent. Yes, I agree with Remedy Shift.
The body's okay.
It's the horse mixed with a rodent.
I mean, the rest of it's
and you said that's made of several million polygons, did you?
It is, yeah.
It looks like it's got some weird moustache when you look from the side.
Oh, it's so good. I mean, the actual portraits of that I made sure to get made to get accurate. So you're supposed to put it in like a box, like it's supposed to be square shaped from around there and stuff. But the face is the bit I'm the most proud of.
It's got like turkey legs. What's going on with that thing?
Look at his teeth.
Okay.
Oh my god.
That's wonderful.
Oh, Lo-Fi Monk, I was planning to animate it, but I didn't get round to it. It took so long.
Oh my god.
Joseph. Oh god, I've got a So Sims message. It's nightmare fuel. That is true. Oh man.
Compose yourself.
I'm gonna win this. I can't lose.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so
can
I don't suppose you have the graphic there, do you? If not, that's absolutely fine. I think I've got it somewhere.
The graphic?
The graphic to say the rules before I show mine. I'd like to remind people the rules for.
I don't have the graphic to hand. I didn't.
No worries. Bear with me, and I will get my screen out. Do some filler.
Yes, I'll fill. So there will be a vote following this stream. Just remember my horse. It looks. I very intentionally tried to make it look like the inspiration, which was the horse mask, because one of my friends actually owns that horse mask. He had it for years, and yeah, so it was one thing that stuck in mind. And as soon as Adam mentioned the challenge, I was like, I'm building that face. That face is the one I'm going for. And I've got a full making of video of me making this horse. Yeah, so and I'll be speeding it up, and I've been editing it together.
Oh, actually, before I show the rules and before I show mine, I just want to. I'm going to ask you a question that I believe I already know the answer for. So, Vivi, we both had, I believe it was 10 days to do this model.
Yeah, I did mine all in one day. I spent hours on it, but I stayed up on the Sunday after my friend left to go back to Germany. That's when I started, do note. And I hadn't watched any tutorials. And when I was building this, I hadn't watched any videos. Partway through, I do stop and actually look it up, but I didn't learn how to use any of the tools. I just didn't have the time. So I spent several hours modeling this horse. And the paint job was actually done post-Sunday, but the challenge didn't include painting it. So
no, that's true.
That is just added on as a bit of fun. So I will admit that was done after the fact, but the modeling was done on that Sunday in about Well, I probably started it about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. I stopped for lunch and I did procrastinate a little bit, but yeah, I spent that evening building horse.
So, Vivi, can you just quickly zoom into the hooves there, please? I just want to take a closer look at your hooves.
The hooves are so good. Look at that. They're just flat.
They look like
I should have
paws.
coloured them in.
Oh my god. Okay,
But I
right.
mean, the legs aren't too bad. It's not that
No,
bad.
they're not
It's
too bad.
pretty good.
Okay, Vivi, I hope
There's a
you're
bit
ready for
of
this.
texture colour on it. Yeah.
Okay.
I can make it. Wait. Just before we do, look at that. I can make it a chrome horse.
See, I didn't have anything as advanced as that.
Oh, bright and shiny.
The software I was using was it's called Forger. It's on the iPad, so it's limited by the power of the iPad. But I think I did pretty well. Anyway, Vivi, whilst you're messing around with your horse, would you like to get up my the screen? Okay, so here we go. Here are the challenge rules. So first and foremost is make the most realistic 3D horse. Okay, I'm emphasizing here realistic. I think you've done very well with the 3D. I think you've done reasonably well with the horse.
You can't try to influence the audience. This is the most realistic horse that I've ever made.
Okay, that's fair enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you a series of. I'm going to show you my horse now, but I'm going to show you I don't have a making of video, but I have a series of pictures as I went through making my horse, and it includes as well my pre-attempt, my first attempt, and then my actual horse. So bear with me a second. Let me see if I can get that to come up on that screen. Does that come up there? Nope. Bear with me. That one. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this was my pre-attempt. This is the very first thing I did. I loaded up the app and I went, okay, so how do I use any of these tools? And I fiddled around and I did try and make a horse, but I ended up with this.
Looks like a kind of half elephant.
I thought it looked a bit like a gargoyle, actually. So then we come on to my first attempt at making a horse. This is the side. This is the front. As you can tell, I was having a little bit of trouble with the tools. Yeah. But I scrapped that for a start, and then I spent a little bit longer working it all out, and then I got this. This was my next start.
It's getting better.
And then from here,
it looks like one of those ultrasound pictures, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. And so then we go on from there, and we've got axe face horse. Yeah. Yep. Now we got some legs.
Okay.
Got some more legs.
Oh, a lot smoother.
And now I've added a bit of definition to the legs.
Yeah.
Added some definition to the head. That was my
the ears leg in the background. Really, okay, I was worried for a second. I was like, "Are you doing a Red Dead Redemption on me?"
The ears were really difficult. And then I started modeling the legs. Now I'm going to just take a moment and pause going through the stages of making this horse, because I have a very short clip to show you. So if I can figure out how to get that clip up, bring that over there, and this time we're going to be sharing another window.
Ooh. Adam John.
This is 100% an accident. I went back and redid it just so I could get a video of it. But as I was using this this application, I never once took off symmetry. But for some reason, my horse stopped being symmetrical. So I was like, how do I move the lines? I wanted to move it slightly and put it more into the center. And yeah, you'll see what happens. I mean, look at the bum on that thing.
Oh God, clap them cheeks. Damn, he hung. So he did pull a Red Dead Redemption.
Yes, absolutely, and it was completely an accident. But yes, I was particularly tickled by that. But anyway, I'm going to go back to showing my horse now. So yeah, so we went from doing the back legs, and then I started doing the hooves on the front. The hooves were really difficult. Added some more definition to the legs and to the neck.
My hooves took no time at all.
Mine took quite a while. I added some muscle to the shoulders and the. I don't know the proper names of the I don't know the proper names of the parts of the horse, but the front,
Flank.
the chest, I guess. Isn't the flank the back?
I don't know.
I don't
Could be
know.
the horse boob. We'll just go with
Yeah.
horse boob.
Yeah, so I gave the horse some better boobs. I gave it a mouth. I added some definition, some lips, a nose. This was really difficult, by the way. It's really difficult making holes. Like for example, with the mouth. My software kept joining the mouth back together like something from I don't know, like something from
Matrix.
Human Centipede. Or the Matrix.
Oh, wow, okay. I mean, I go for the Matrix and you go for Human Centipede.
I mean, I haven't actually seen it, but anyway.
I have. Feed her. Sorry.
So, is there any more pic? Oh yeah, I added a tail and I sorted out the eyes. Smoothed it back out. Added some paint. And let's see. Well, let me find my final one. I think this is my final horse.
Nice. So that is a second best looking horse. Second best horse model I've seen all day.
And I would say that that thing took me. Yeah, let me see. That was a video. I don't know if I can zoom in on the video. Let me see if I can. Oh, Vivi, you're making this very difficult for me. Okay, let me have another go. Share. Okay, so let me see if I can zoom on this. I was restricted by the quality of the. Ooh. See the face. I'm restricted by the quality of the video, which is 1080p, I think. But let me see. I know there's a zoom function somewhere.
His face just looks a bit rounded to me. I don't know. I mean, it's not as well sculpted as the face of mine. Where's the horse teeth and mouth?
Did that not zoom? I just told it to zoom. Well, anyway, apparently that's all I can show you. I don't have a. I'd need to get the iPad to be able to show you the model and interact with it. But yeah.
So yes, we're going to put up a poll on our Twitter as last time. Adam will be hosting the poll this time, so I won't be able to see the results until they are in. So yeah, look out for that poll. Make sure to vote Vivi because let's face it, we all we all know that my horse, is the face is just it's got more personality. Is what I'd say.
And just remember the rules. That's all I'm saying. Remember the rules.
I mean, the rules on mine said that you could, have somebody, one guest. It didn't say actually have someone help out. I'm just saying. I wasn't being a rule stickler, but if we're gonna go down that route. But yeah, no. Vote for who you think is the best. So yeah, we all know that you're going to vote for Vivi because my horse is amazing. Look at my horse. My horse is amazing. Look, he's shiny.
Shiny. Look at that thing.
Look at it. Exactly. Shiny. Oh. Wow. Look, he's reflective. Oh, God.
I'd like to point out as well that neither of us have 3D modeling experience prior to this. Actually, I don't know whether that's true with you, Vivi, because you have a 3D printer, so you must have done some modeling.
No, I download STLs.
You cheat.
Or I edit an STL. So all I've done before is chopped things off and just glued like pre-made assets together. I've never actually done from scratch. I mean, does this look like the face of a horse of somebody who's done this before?
No, no, but I'm looking forward to seeing you print this out.
I am going to print it. I've got to. I mean, it's going to be hard to make it into an STL, so I might have to simplify a bit. Because look at the hair. That's quite a
Yeah,
lot
the
of.
hair was really difficult.
Yeah. Oh god, don't get me started on hair. So there was a different. In fact, in the making of video, you'll see like my different attempts at making hair. Yeah, it took a long time. But that brings us to challenge number 3.
Are
So
you going to one-up me with difficulty this time?
no, actually, it's not. It's not going to be harder than this one. Trust me, nothing's going to be harder than this one. But it is sticking to a similar sort of theme. So we've gone for some creative stuff previously. So we created a trailer, we've done some 3D modeling, and I thought, you know what, we might as well do some voice acting as well.
Oh, bloody
So
hell.
challenge 3 is voiceover work. We are going to pick a Stadia game trailer. So from the Stadia YouTube channel, you can pick any game trailer you want. You must mute the audio and re-record it with your own words and sound effects. The only audio allowed is from the sound effects you make yourself. No stock audio or original audio is allowed, and no external help.
Okay, that sounds all right. I'd just like to say that I studied sound production in sixth form, so I'm not too fussed about the sound effects side of things.
Yep. When I say you have to make the sound effects, you're not allowed to use items. You must make the sound effects.
Oh, that's not what it says on your challenge, though.
Yeah, and re-record it with your own words and sound effects. Your own words and you have to make your sound effects. So similar to what I did on my my trailer with the aeroplane.
On most of your videos.
On most of my videos, yeah. I love doing sound effects. It's fun. So voices, sound effects, everything comes from you. So
okay.
That is the challenge. I mean, to be honest, the inspiration for this was when I was on Stadium Connect North, and they played the Assassin's Creed Valhalla trailer on the Stadia channel, and the audio wasn't working. So we just started ad-libbing the audio, and it was hilarious. So I thought, yeah, I'll turn that into a challenge.
I'm looking forward to this challenge. Actually, I've already got some ideas floating around in my mind.
I think it gives a lot of flexibility as well. So you can choose your video, and you can either go for one with a lot of talking, or you go with it's just a lot of made with your mouth hole. I'll tweak the wording on it. Yeah. So Sim, I will. I'll update the wording to say "made with your mouth hole" to make it a bit more clear. But yes, to clarify, everything must be made using your mouth hole. You can, like, for example, use your hands, for example, if you want to clap, stuff like that, but no external tools. So all you, baby. All you.
Right. Okay. So any noise I can make with my body is allowed, not just my mouth.
Click, clap, stuff like that. So if you want to, I don't know, fart on your mic, by all means, go ahead. As long as you're not slapping an object. So, for example, bang on the table like this is a no-no. Banging on your hand like this is a yes, yes, yes.
And banging on your hand like this proceeds to clap.
Yeah, that's hand banging. I mean, hand banging might be something slightly different to some people. It might have got a little bit blue.
Oh, dear. We have descended into a pit of smut.
Oh,
I'm not surprised if that's what you call a horse.
Which reminds me, special shout out to Adam's mum.
Oh, thanks.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm sure she'll appreciate that when she watches.
Oh no, I love you, Adam's mum. You're the best. Please make me apple pie. I don't know why apple pie, but I'm sure she makes great apple pie.
I don't know. Well, she prefers apple crumble. Anyway, let's move on from my mum.
I love it. Yes. And that is, to be fair, the last thing of the show. So the only thing we have left to do is to say thank you. And I really want to say, obviously, thank you to the entire audience for coming along and watching and just, being here for our complete ridiculousness.
Yeah, it is really silly, this show, isn't it?
It is. I think it's the least serious like, cloud gaming show about. But hey, it's fun. And also 2 special thanks this week. So first special thanks goes out to Pixiel Studios. Again, they helped with the Super Animal Royale event. So really want to say thank you to them and their community managers. And second goes to In7Eid and Ninja Guy X because they are absolutely rad and awesome people.
Yeah, thank you very much. And by the way, I just want to say before we do close out, I will be taking commissions on 3D models because I think I found a new skill. Vivi, don't quit your day job.
I'm going to be taking commissions as well. If you want an animated version,
Demented
of anything.
horse.
Hey, this is an art style. It's not demented. It's a style. It's that I've chosen to adopt. I mean, look, that's a horse. Everyone knows that's a horse.
Well, that's a mask of a horse, but yeah. Okay.
A mask of a horse is recognizably a horse. I'm just saying.
By the way, I just want to quickly add as well, something I forgot to mention. When I was modeling my horse, originally the bum was really round. I don't know what the backside of a horse looks like. Apart from that accident with the symmetry.
The cheeks.
So I know they were proper like Patrick Star cheeks. They were.
I mean, your horse had back, got a bouquet.
But as I progressed through my horse, Zach would look over every now and then. By the way, I'd like to add, Zach got very jealous of my modeling. He was like, I can't believe how well you're doing. I thought this challenge would be impossible. I thought you would be making like a stick horse or something. Anyway, Zach was like, oh, so what have you done with the bum? Is it a flat bum or have you given it cheeks? And I was like, what do you mean? Because I realized at that point, I don't know what the backside of a horse looks like. I know it's got a tail, but does it have
Google horse bum?
Well, I have never looked at so many horse anuses before in my life. And I never want to look it up again because when you search on Google for horse bum or horse anus or horse rear end, sure, you get a couple of pictures, usually with the tail down, but that's no good because that's not showing me the shape of the bum. Oh my God, it is horrifying. Please.
I know. I've been there.
Please don't Google it, viewers. Don't Google horse bums. Save yourself.
I 100% endorse Googling horse bum. Just do it.
I really, really warn you not to, but you know, each to their own.
Brilliant. Anyway, I just want to say, as always, I've been Vivi.
And he's been Vivi.
No, I've been Adam.
And that's goodbye from him?
What? And no. You're ruining everything.
Why can't we do the 2 Ronnies?
We're not Ronnies. And to be fair, I think we did that on the first one, didn't we? Oh no, we did that on the Winter Championship. Hashtag horseplay. Anyway, thanks for watching. You've been awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Bye-bye.